welcome to this bootcamp. If you are joining us already on Telegram, please also join us. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live bootcamp. We are live already on YouTube, and if you are joining us on Telegram, if you want to see visuals, you can just connect to the YouTube broadcast. My name is Miracle Akinru. I am the creative director of the Exosia Network, and I'll be doing this bootcamp with a creative friend also, Shion P, creative director of Shion P Media. So we'll be running this bootcamp together. We'll definitely be doing most of the talkings, but we'll just be introducing us to what we are exactly doing here today. Please, if you can hear me, kindly drop a comment on Telegram, and also if you can hear me if you have good audio and visual on YouTube, kindly drop a comment. Thank you. Good afternoon. I can see our comments. Oduyemi Blessing. I can see Dr. Fabian. I want us to actually celebrate Dr. Fabian. He is actually the mind behind doing this. He has a mind for helping us engage in the kingdom, helping us engage, helping us build, helping us do better, and also to help the church community grow. So yes, obviously this is basically targeted at helping the church community grow and do better as concerning the area of media. So Dr. Fabian will celebrate you. If you can hear me clearly, if the audio volume is good from your end, please kindly drop a comment so that I can be sure, and then we can get started. I can see Abe Kayode on YouTube. I can see Minister Excellence. I can see a lot of people I know and a lot of people I don't know and also wish to know. This bootcamp is not just a place where we come and then we just tell you this and that, and after that period of time you no longer have access. The mindset is that even after today's engagement, we can converse over time. Like for example, on Digital Footprint page on Telegram, you could actually ask a question there, not limited to myself or Sean P to give answers, but a space where, like he was saying earlier, it's a community where you can actually come and say, oh, I have these challenges, can you help me solve it? And as a community, I'm sure that we'll be ready to do that. As much as I'm available, I also would not mind to give any kind of assistance I can give concerning this course of live streaming. So yes, doing the introduction again, my name is Miracle Akinro. I am the creative director of the Exosia Network, and we do quite a number of things, and everything still stays within the media space. And I'll be doing this bootcamp with a creative friend of Solua Shion P of Shion P Media, also one of the minds behind the Digital Footprint, and everything still encloses to be within the kingdom of God. So thank you for joining us. In the next few minutes, we'll just take a quick break after I share with us on what I believe the objectives of this class to be, and after which Shompi will be taking us straight into the practical sessions. As we engage and as we do the practicals, I would love that you take notes of the things that you are well versed with and the ones that you are not versed with. This session is not only targeted at the beginners. Probably you are a professional at doing live streaming and you've been doing this well. I'm sure that you still have one or two things to learn, but especially if you are new to doing live streaming, I really look forward to hearing a good report from you on how this has helped you to actually start your live streaming career. Live streaming goes beyond what most people see it to be. Most of us just have this idea that okay, it is just for the church, which I believe it is wrong. For example, now I run a business. I always have to communicate with my clients, and there are times that I need to actually engage them on real life conversations like we are doing now. I'm communicating and you can hear me in real time. That is what live streaming is about. Just about sending audio and visuals in a real time space, and that people also have the ability to engage and connect. So whilst the class goes on, I really want to have everyone tell me what the challenge has been. I know that we all see live streaming done, although I prefer to actually call it live broadcast, but there is this way that once we create a local name for something, if you are trying to bring another name, it becomes a challenge. Yes, but I want every one of us to drop a question that I'm going to give answers to later. From your perspective, what do you think seems to be the major challenge of live streaming? So I will be giving answers to that question, and we'll be going on a quick recess now, just in a minute or two, so that Shimpi can take the stage and we can dive right into the bootcamp. Thank you so much for joining. I know that I recognize those joining us on YouTube. Also, our brethren join us on Telegram. Thank you so much. So we'll be going on a quick break now, just in about 60 seconds, and after which Shimpi will take us right through the course. Thank you.
I am super glad to be here again. I think the last time we had a bootcamp like this was when we talked about Chat GPT. I cannot even remember the particular date, but I knew it was September last year. It's been a while, and I'm super glad that we are having another bootcamp on digital footprint at this moment. I know we stand to gain a whole lot in today's bootcamp, and I'm very sure that most of us know one or two things about live streaming, and that's the truth. Because so far you've used your phone to probably do a live streaming before in your church, probably for a friend, then you know one or two things about live streaming. And I'm also grateful and I'm thankful to my friend Miracle Exosia Network for partnering with us so that we can, share our own knowledge and idea about live streaming, and those of us that are eager and enthusiastic about knowing what live streaming is, we can also benefit from this community. I want to tell you about Digital Footprint that this is a community. It's a community where we all share, we learn about what is going on, the latest trend in the media world, in the media industry. There's no know-all. Nobody is an island, and that's the reason why this community is there for us to be able to leverage on. So you should not be shy about asking questions. Probably there are some things that has been bothering your mind before, or even you don't have people to work with, because in this industry it is much easier for us to forge ahead if we have people that we are working with. Once again, I want to welcome each and every one of us to this bootcamp. You can share with your friends, you can tell your media guys in your church to join us at this time. We've not gone far, so they can still join us, and I believe that they will learn a whole lot even from today's bootcamp. So I'm going straight to the objective of what we have today. We are talking about live streaming, live streaming, and like my friend said, though the right word to use might be live broadcast, but we are all familiar and conversant with the word live streaming. And what is live streaming actually? It's just that we all know videos that are being pre-recorded, so it is just the same. The only difference is that it is real time, and that means that people from the other end, they can also engage with whatever that is happening in real time. So that is the only difference with live streaming. And if you know a little bit about media, everything you know about media, they are all necessary and important in live streaming. We are talking about our lighting, talking about how to set up the studio, talking about all these things. Then we have to know like how to navigate and forge ahead with all these things. Yeah, so I believe we will learn a whole lot. Like I said earlier, we will learn a whole lot. Let me still know if you guys can hear me clearly. I'm trying to get feedback from us. Thank you so much. So like I said, I'm going to the introduction. So supposing we are a business, I'm sure not each and every one of us might know like everything about live streaming. So we are here to learn and to ask questions. Why live streaming? This age we are now, we know we're in a digital age where almost everything is on social media. The businesses that thrive now, if it's not on social media, then it will never thrive, right? These things that people actually do on Instagram, you see some people they are doing probably some stuff, and you are wondering what are the things they're actually doing. We have business owners. Let me use people that actually cook, or people that are in the food industry now. I believe that one way or the other, they want to teach others, especially those that are teaching people how to cook. It is not possible for them to be organizing physical classes every time, and that is why live streaming is very important for us to learn, because we can leverage on that, and so many people can learn the same thing at the same time without geographical location is not a barrier. It's not a barrier at all. So that means we can in a way, okay, so we can in a way leverage on that. And I just want to know if our audio is better. I think I'm getting feedback that it is too high. Okay, is it better now? Okay.
ilé ìlú ẹ̀kẹ́
All right, we had a technical glitch. I hope you can hear me clearly now. Okay. All right, thanks for that feedback. So like I was saying earlier, I was talking about business owners using live stream as a leverage in interacting with their um with their clients, with their customers, with their audience. And also we can use live streaming now let's use the example of teachers that teaches online. They can use live stream in teaching whatever they want to teach without actually having a physical class. They can just have their own class, start teaching whatever they want to teach, and everybody is learning at the same time, just with the way everybody is learning at the same time right now, right? So live streaming is very broad, but it is one of the things that is in vogue at this time, and I believe that we all are to learn one or two things about it so that we can also use it in our businesses and especially in our churches, because right now we have so many reasons why we need live streaming. Since the COVID pandemic, live streaming has become very popular, and everybody now wants to know, how can I be talking at a particular place and then everybody in the church are hearing what I'm saying, and they can also see me, I can also see them. And that's why live streaming is very important. I'm now going to the second part now about understanding live streaming, because there is the knowledge and there's the understanding. The understanding of live streaming now will make it easier for us to know the reason why we need to learn it and how to go about it, right? Here it says live streaming is a process of broadcasting video content in real time, just like I said the other time. And we can also, create a sense of community, because engagement is in real time, interaction with viewers is in real time. So we have types of live streaming, different types of live streaming. We have the social media, we have the webinars. I'm sure most of us that are in the corporate world, we are used to this, probably using Zoom, using Google Meet. Live streaming is very important in that area. So live streaming is not just for a particular set of people. Everybody needs to learn live streaming. If you're a professor, you want to teach your students some things and you are not around, probably even traveled, you can organize like a webinar, a Zoom stuff for your students, and live streaming is very cogent in that aspect. And also we have events. One of the things that is even popular right now is for those that are in diaspora now. Probably they get married there, they want people in Nigeria to see what is happening there, or they want them to see what is happening here. Then we see that live streaming is also a very important tool in making that a reality, right? It is very, very important, but we need to understand when Miracle will be coming back, he will be giving us the technical setup, how we can set up our live streaming, the gadgets, the tools that we need. I was talking about Lightning the other time. So many things that we need to put in place for us to make live streaming work in our churches. No matter how small, no matter how big, it is the same. It is the same technique. It's just like a foundation. If you have the right foundation about live streaming, it makes it easier for you to build on it. Today's class is an introductory class per se, because we won't go so much deep like that. But the things you stand to learn today is more than enough for you. And just like Miracle said, if you have any questions, please let's use the chat box. Let's ask our questions on the chat box. Or if you have ideas or we have things that we also want to share, we can use the chat box in that sense so that we can call upon us at any time. And also, live streaming can be used for sport matches. Those that like Premier League, we know that we are seeing what is happening also in real time. Okay, so right now I will like to check the chat box if we have any questions so far. And also, one of the things I can remember that makes live streaming really, really attractive is that it is cost effective. Right now, if I'm to organize this now, going to probably a hall to pay for the hall, I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that, but I'm doing this in our studio now, and everybody can see and listen to what I'm saying and I'm doing at real time without really paying extra money, getting people that will set up the stage, decoration and all. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say now. So it is much easier for us to learn live streaming because we tend to learn a whole lot, a whole lot. So I think there is no question so far. Is there any? All right. So we will go on a short break again, and Miracle will come up. Then any question that we have and any discussion after that, we can proceed with it. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you've learned one or two things so far.
All right, thank you everyone, and welcome back again. Sorry for the bit of each we had the other time when the audio was kind of very noisy. So I'll be taking us through the process of actually setting up a live stream. Like I already promised, this is not one of those classes where you just get taught a bit of the introduction and then you are told to come pay for more if you want more. So I'll be taking us through the steps involved in setting up a proper live broadcast. If you are with me, please kindly let me know that you are here so that I can engage with us. I'll be taking us through the steps involved in setting up a live broadcast. I'm sure that from what Shompi has shared, we already have an idea of basic reasons why we go through the efforts of doing live streaming. So that you also can be somebody that can actually also get that done effectively and properly. From the kind of mindset that I have, I believe that when we say we want to do something, we should do it well. I see people who do live broadcasting and you just feel most of the time like it would have been better if you had not done this. So I don't want us to become one of such persons. So I will be sharing basically on, because of the persons among us here, I'm sure that I saw a few persons who listed that they are actually beginners in this. I want you to leave this boot camp and be confident that you can set up a live broadcast. After the boot camp, also after the live session, I'll be sharing a technical guide that you can take in doing live broadcasting, in doing live streaming. I'll be sharing that on Digital Footprint Telegram page. So, but yeah, let's get right into it. Live stream basically is about capturing audio and visual from a particular source point and then transmitting via a particular medium to another point. So three things are very essential here. The first essential thing is the source point of whatever you are transmitting. I'm going to be breaking this down later in details, but let me just talk about the source point, because the source point actually has a very large effect on whatever you are streaming. When I say the source point now, I'm talking about the visual you want to stream. What does the visual look like? Imagine this room was dark and I'm trying to live stream. My live stream is already poor because from the source point I have bad visuals. No matter the kind of camera I try to use, as long as my lighting is bad, my live streaming, my live broadcasting is bad. There is no way around it. you can now say, oh, your concept is to stream a dark video. I mean, some people would actually be interested in watching that. But then, in doing things properly, your source point has to be the best way it can be. And most of the time, because I actually do this on a professional basis of rendering services to people, when you go out to do a stream and then you get to the place and the place is dark, although initial the proper way we do this is, okay, we converse with the client. What is your stage like? What is your audience like? What is your plan for lighting? If we get to the events and then you have bad lighting, there is nothing we can do. Your visual from the source point is what we take live. I mean, there is no way you can actually subjugate that, or you can actually do anything to help that, because from the source point the visual is bad. So from the source point also, you have your audio. Very commonly you see live streaming team fighting with the audio team. It's because the live stream person is not the one controlling the audio. So at times we go out for a job and then the client keeps coming to tell you the audio is bad, and then you are telling the client there is nothing I can do about it, because no matter the kind of sound card you use, no matter the kind of capture device you use for your visual or your audio, as long as it is very bad from the source point, there is nothing you can do to help that. Yeah, with the advancement of technology now, live broadcasting team also now go out with their own digital audio mixer, so that when the sound engineer actually send in their audio signals to you, you can actually remix. But I mean that only works for somebody that has the idea of audio production. So for someone like me who is not with audio production, I should have a good audio setup that gives me clean audio that I can transmit to the audience. I should not have to worry about what the audio looks like from the source point. So the source point in this case would be your mixer coming from the sound department. In this case now, the source point is this podcast microphone here, because you always need a source point before you even talk about sending it live. Where is it coming from? If I turn off this podcast microphone for, and then at this moment I'm speaking with the camera audio, I'm sure you can all hear that the audio is very bad. I don't really need to even ask about that, because you can hear the sound of the generator and you can hear every other sound in the environment. But yeah, let me switch back. Now I'm using the podcast microphone, and I'm sure that you cannot attest to it that the very essential thing is that from your source point you need to have good input, because this what you have from your source point is the input that you bring in into your broadcasting channel. Now, talking about the source point, we've established that your source point could be sound from the sound engineer, which in this case you would need a audio cable to bring in. So talking about the other, I already said I'm going to actually just speak about these things very briefly first, and I'm going to be talking about them in detail. So let me just talk about the audio so that we know we are done with that. So assuming your audio is coming from the sound engineer, in this case you need an audio cable to get good audio, a very good audio cable to get good audio from the sound engineer. There are different kinds of audio cables, and audio cables actually have different capacity of what they can transmit. So now, a proper audio transmission cable, probably XLR or mono audio, whichever one it is good that you have one. And most of the time when you want to stream, you could actually have a audio cable that, I mean, we have different kind of attachment points for this audio cable. Your audio cable could be an XLR cable, your audio cable could be a 3.5mm jack, and could be the normal auxiliary jack cable. Whichever one you have, it's best to actually have all of it, and also have a converting medium that you can use to convert the cables from this source point to another. Because when you get there, the engineer can tell you, now I use a digital mixer, I can only give you XLR. If you don't have an XLR cable, that means that you would have to find a means. Either you start cutting your cables, or you use your audio that is bad from probably your camera or from another device. So it's best that you have any kind of cable that the engineer would want to ask for. That is the 3.5mm jack that we use with our phone, and you can also extend it to the normal auxiliary cable, the big auxiliary cable, and also you can also have the XLR cable. That talks about the audio end of it. When the audio is captured from the source point, That is, when you have your input from the source point, from the sound engineer in this case now, you need a sound card. I said I'm going to be sharing a technical guide with us on the Telegram page. I will make sure to do that as soon as I can, so that you can have something to refer back to aside from this video. So you need a sound card. What the sound cards do in this case is that they don't necessarily have the ability to refine your audio. Like I had already said, if you have a bad audio from the source point, there is almost nothing you can do to make it good. But yeah, if you have a sound card, you take your audio from the sound engineer and then you plug it into your sound card. Plugging into your sound card by this case means that your PC has a USB port where you can plug in your audio cable. I'm going to be sharing my screen with us at some point so that you can see how you can practically allow these things to work. I wanted to actually do some video demo of all these devices so that you can see the proper way of connecting them, but the concern here is that there are different kind of devices and there are different kind of attachment points. So if I show you how to convert with a particular kind of type of sound card now, and the next time you are using a wireless sound card, it becomes an issue where you have to now start installing the driver for it, and then what I had taught you would not work. But it's good that you have the basic idea of how these things work, so that when you want to put them to practice, you have the knowledge of this is what I'm supposed to do. Then you can start finding your way around the USB port and the likes by yourself. So when you plug in your audio from, please just let me be sure that we can hear me clearly. So when you plug in your audio coming from the sound engineer to your sound card, you still need to plug in this same audio. Your sound card has an output module that can transmit audio from the sound card to your laptop, because your sound will not go from your sound card to your live broadcast. So now it comes to your laptop. I'm going to be sharing with us my screen with us so that you can see how exactly you can make this work and in this case I'll be using OBS Studio as a case study. The reason why I use OBS is because it's an open broadcast software, and also it's free, totally free. You don't have to pay for anything. Yeah, there might be some plugins that you may want to pay for to be able to enjoy them to the best of it. We also have other devices that we use aside from OBS. We have vMix, we have StreamYard, we have quite a good number of them. But I feel like professionally, these three are the major ones that we use in the industry. So I've spoken about taking your audio, at least the hardware part of it, before you get to the PC. Now let's talk about the visual. I already talked about the visual coming from your source points. Your lighting has to be good. Your stage and set design has to be okay. These sets might not be the best of sets that you've seen, but I think to an extent, this still gives an idea that okay, at least we are quite a bit serious with what we are doing here. So when you're capturing your visual now, you need a camera to capture your visual. There are different types of cameras that we use, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. But at the same time, I believe that when you have access to the best kind of information, you can actually get a camera that can serve all purposes. Serve you for the purpose of streaming, serve you for the purpose of photography, serve you for the purpose of video recording. Like for example, now I'm capturing visuals for this bootcamp with a Sony Alpha 6400, which is actually a mid-range camera, but in this case is a mirrorless camera. So you have different kinds of cameras. Most of the photo cameras that you see out there cannot do live broadcasting because they are not built to live broadcast. So when you see a basic DSLR cameras, they are not made to broadcast live, because what happens when you connect your HDMI cable to it and you attach it to your PC is that the camera trips off. So yeah, you can actually stream with a DSLR, but when you plug in HDMI into DSLR cameras, the camera trips off. That means you don't have any visual to monitor from your camera end, but at the end where you are plugging in your visual on the laptop, you can see the visual. So how does somebody who is handling your camera but cannot see what is capturing send the best feed to the laptop in this case? I mean, that becomes an issue. So you have DSLR cameras, they are not best, although with the advancement of technology, we now have DSLR cameras that can use webcam softwares to actually live stream. But this still does not provide the best, because on the basic, a DSLR camera cannot stream as long as you would want it to, probably before the battery runs out or something else like that happens. So you have DSLR cameras that can stream for you, and then you have webcams. A mirrorless camera that can, sorry, I meant a mirrorless camera. A mirrorless camera that can stream for you will probably come within the range of ₦1 million at least or so, but there are other options. The other options, and what I'm sure we are all mostly familiar with, are webcams. And you see most of these shoulder mount cameras that you see most of these people carry and the likes, they are the ones that are actually primarily built for live streaming. Now, a mirrorless camera essentially does not produce the best visual than a webcam camera. But what happens in this case is, before you would be able to buy a webcam device, a webcam camera, in this case, that can actually stream live for you the way you want, you would have invested double what you would have spent if you were targeting for a mirrorless camera that would do the same for you. Sorry, I've been referring to a camcorder, not a webcam in this case, a camcorder. By the time you would spend enough money to buy a camcorder that can provide you the proper live stream, you would have probably even bought a Sony A6400 like I'm using in this case. So they are actually the ones built for live broadcasting. I mean the camcorders now. But because of the high cost of purchasing them, in applying wisdom and the advance of technology, you could actually go for a mirrorless camera like this Sony A6400 that can do this without any hitch and for as long as you want to. So, and in the technical guide I'm going to send, I'm also going to be sharing some technical advices for us, like for example some kind of gears that you can basically use to do live streaming on a budget of even ₦1 million, and you still have good output. Now, I've just spoken about types of devices you can use to capture your visual. You can also use smartphones to capture your visual. In the technical guide, I'm going to be explaining that a smartphone can be used with stream applications like you have Droidcam and some other ones for you to capture your visual from your mobile phone camera, from your smartphone camera, and then send it to your stream software. But I will not be diving deep into that for the purpose of this bootcamp. So now, to capture your visual from your camera to your laptop, you need an output device that would capture the visual from the camera. In most cases, they are HDMI cables. We all know that, or let me know, as you know, your HDMI cable is the high definition multimedia device that can capture both your audio and actually the visual. So in this case, you could capture the audio that we were hearing the other time that was actually noisy, was the audio coming from the HDMI cable from the camera. So you need your device that is actually transmitting from the camera to your capture device. Now, your visual from your camera cannot just enter your laptop, that is your streaming station, directly. Most of us have laptops. Yes, your laptop has an HDMI port, but that HDMI port on your laptop cannot capture in visual from your camera, because initially I also used to wonder, why do you need to capture this thing with another device if there's an HDMI cable? That was the first time I was seeing a live broadcasting set, and the person actually told me, okay, the HDMI port on your laptop was only built to send out HDMI signal. It cannot capture the HDMI signal. That is why when you want to do live broadcasting, you need an HDMI capture device. In this case, if you are sending out your output with an HDMI cable, like I said initially, I don't want to actually show you some specific things so that by the time you now see an SDI cable or SDI port on the camera, you begin to wonder what is it used for, because an HDMI is not the only output, not the only means by which you can capture visual. You also have the AV, you also have the SDI, and I've not seen cameras that use VGA actually, but probably there might be. So now, when you've plugged in your HDMI cable to your camera, you need your HDMI, in this case video capture device, to capture the audio, the video signal from your camera. I'll be sharing my screen with us now so that you can see what comes next. Okay, after I've connected my cables, the audio cable to the sound engineer, the HDMI cable to the camera, what comes next? Then you come to your stream station, and in this case for me is the OBS. Like I explained before, it's totally free. There might be plugins that are paid for, but so far there has been nothing that I want to do in OBS that I've not been able to do. The new update actually comes with a lot of features that actually gives you the ability to do quite a number of things that people thought were impossible in OBS, and I actually still love OBS the more for that. So thank you for following. I can see our comments. Thank you for staying. Now I'll be sharing my screen, and in sharing the screen I will actually be sharing my screen from the same OBS studio. If this was a Google Meet meeting or a Zoom meeting, yes, you would have done that from Google Meet or whichever other platform you are using. But in this case, I'll be sharing my screen from OBS. The only time I'm sharing my screen, you might not see my visual, or I might pop it down to a particular angle. Or I believe that should not be an issue for us. So just a minute while I get that set up for us. So please kindly note down any questions that you might have, so that every one of us will be able to make the best of this. Like I said, I'll be very much interested in giving answers to our questions as much as I can. It will be my pleasure, trust me, to do that. It will be my pleasure to give answers to your questions. Just reach out, and as much as I believe that we are all busy, and I also am a busy person like you are too, but I will do my best, because this thing is something that we've taken as a kingdom assignment to actually spread knowledge around. So I'm just setting up my screen share to you, and I will still show you the process of me doing that. Most of all these things that you see, they are not magic. It is just about knowing the technical way of doing it. So just a minute there, and we'll be together. So yes, thank you for staying, and I believe that now you have my OBS screen. Although in this case, OBS window, another OBS window, so that you can exactly see the setup that I've been talking about. I mean, I already promised that this will not be a class where you are just told this is how it is done, but you are not shown how it is done. So like I promised myself, we are going to make sure that this is not just another class where you are just told, oh, this is it, and you don't exactly get to practice it. So I believe, yeah, I believe now you can see my video cropped down somewhere on the screen. At the same time, I do not want the video to actually cover the things that I would want to show you in OBS Studio. So yeah, but let's get to OBS Studio, and then let me show you how OBS Studio works. Please confirm that you can still hear me, and then we'll get right into it. I just want to see a few comments that you can hear me. I just want to see a few comments that we are with me on YouTube, and then I will get right into it. Okay, thank you. So, on installing the OBS Studio, this is what it looks like. Installing the OBS Studio is something that comes easy. Actually, if you have your PC, I was going to send it as a prerequisite, but it somehow skipped my head trying in the process of trying to fix a few number of things. So yeah, in um once you have your OBS Studio set up, once you have your OBS Studio installed, you can just go to Open Broker Software. You can just type OBS download on Google, and it will take you right through to a page where you can download the OBS Studio. If you can do that now, it's good that you can. But if you are the kind of person that prefers to listen and understand, I guess I'm going to suggest that you listen through this course first, and then you can get back into it. Thank you for the feedback. On installing OBS Studio, this is what OBS Studio looks like. I'm going to be deleting all these things, and I'm praying that it does not actually affect my main setup, um, in OBS. But yeah, let's see. I hope I did not do any damage. I think I did not do any damage. Yeah, when you open the OBS Studio, this is what OBS looks like. This should also not be here. This is what OBS Studio looks like. Plain, right from the manufacturer, right from the developers. The first thing I advise you do is to come down to the control module here and actually switch to the studio mode. Now, what the studio mode allows you to do is it gives you the ability to have the program, like you can see here now. You have the program mode, and also you have the preview. If you can see my mouse, please just follow. You have the preview here, and then you have the covers. You have the program here, rather. Sorry, you have the program here. Please again confirm that you can hear me. Good. So you have the preview, and then you have the program. Your preview is essentially telling you what you want to send live, and then your program is telling you that whatever you have here is live. That is how it works. You have preview for you to actually make your settings, and then you have the program module where everything there goes live. Now, like I said, this is where you make the switch. Just right down the bottom corner here, I can switch back now to the native mode, and then I can still switch back to the what's the name called now, to the studio mode. Now, like I told us initially, you have plugged in your sound card via the USB. You have plugged in your video capture card via the USB also, and now you need to bring all these things to live on OBS. You need to bring all these things to life on OBS. I'm going to be turning my video off in a minute now, so that what I'm actually saying, you can see exactly how it works directly. So now you have your plain OBS program here. The first thing you want to do is you want to add a source. Now, your source is what allows you to take in. I believe that this should not have gotten too complex for us, but I believe that if you are probably a part of a church or a ministry, and then you move closer to what they do, you would get familiar. But at least I believe the information would store somewhere for you, and you can always refer back to it. So now you have your at the source module, at the source dock. That is where you are going to add in all the inputs you want to bring in to OBS. At the source module, that is where you are going to add in everything you want to bring into OBS. So in order to do that, all I have to just do is click on this plus icon on this corner, and on highlighting it, it already says add source. Please confirm that you can see what I'm doing. So you click on add source. When you click on add source, you have quite a number of options to add in your different sources, and you are going to be the one to select which kind of source you want to add. For example, now if you are just a gamer and then you want to stream, in this case you just need to capture a window. You don't need to actually make a video capture. Yeah, but in this case I'm going to be making a window capture. So in a minute I'm going to be disabling my video feed so that I can actually capture it in another OBS window. Sorry, I just saw that the the window capture was not the best way, so I fixed that. I'm going to show you how I actually fixed that so that you can see the actual and proper display of OBS. But I believe that you could see only the preview and program module was not showing as I wanted it to. Yeah, I believe you can see the actual layout of OBS now, and in a minute you will not have my video again. So yeah, back to the plain OBS module. Like I said, when you want to add in your sources, you click on add source. Now don't forget you already plugged in your HDMI capture device, your video capture device, and you already plugged in your sound capture device. The next thing you want to do is that you want to bring them as inputs from this source. So you have add source. When you click on add source, you have quite a number of options to capture in your audio. I'll be explaining briefly what the audio output capture is for. It is not primarily actually used in live streaming, but yeah, when you have a advanced live streaming setup where, for instance, you want to capture audio coming from a Zoom meeting on your Chrome and you want to bring in there, this is when you use the audio output capture. But primarily for live streaming, we use the audio input capture. When you select the audio input capture, the first thing that comes is it gives you the option of naming your audio input. In my own case, I mostly name it as probably sound card, because at times I always love to have a backup plan. For instance, my backup could be another microphone device that is plugged in separately, maybe somewhere near the speaker, in case the sound from the mixer goes off. I mean, that happens, and it's always good that you have options. So in this case, you can say sound card, or you can just say sound, whichever one you prefer to name it. And then once you click OK, I believe you can see my screen. Once you click OK, it then brings you to the device module where you can select the specific device that you want to use. Now when I click down this drop down arrow key, now you can see all the audio devices that are listed, that are connected to my laptop. And part of these audio devices connected to my laptop in this case is the digital audio interface. Anytime you see digital audio interface, please note that that is the audio coming from your HDMI video capture. Now that is not the professional audio, except you connected an audio cable to your camera and then you are sending it to the laptop via the video capture this thing. But in this case now, the digital audio interface, USB digital audio, is always the audio coming directly from your camera. So let's say what you want to stream and the only audio option and audio source you have is the audio coming from your camera, then you are going to click this. But in this case, I'm going to be connecting this podcast mic that you have right here, and it is listed as microphone 280 USB microphone. Now what happens is, I want you to just understand how it works. Once you are trying to connect any kind of audio device, there are no specific names to it. For example, now if I was using a Behringer sound card, you will see Behringer list here different ports that are connected to the Behringer sound card. You see 1 to 2 Behringer, euphoric, whatever. If I was using a Focusrite sound card, you will see Focusrite Scarlett 121 or 212 or whatever it is. So but the basic thing is understand how it works. Once you click to add your input and then you name it, the next thing you just have to do is select which of it you want to use. So in this case, I'm going to be picking my podcast microphone, and then I've already selected it. The next thing I have to do is click OK. Now after I've clicked OK, because this has happened to a lot of beginners and they're like, I've already added it, what happens next? A lot of people call me and say, I did it the way you taught me, but it is not working. OBS has a transition panel where you actually have to transit from your preview to your program. Like I was saying initially, you have your preview here, you have your cover here. The preview is before it goes live, but there is no preview for the audio mixer. There is no audio mixer preview, although it's possible we actually have it in the new there is no preview for the audio mixer. So in this case, for the audio that you have already added in your preview to go live and for you to see it in your audio mixer panel, you have to make a transition. Now in doing the transition, you have quite a number of options here. You have the transition button, which I could just press, and then the transition goes live, and then now you can see the audio active in the audio mixer. Aside from doing that, also I can also use the transition dongle here that you can just like a gear you can switch, and you also have these custom ones that you can select how long you want it to take, and also you have the port. You can also add different transition options. The new OBS setup gives you advantage of even making zoom to and the likes, and they're actually quite interesting. Yeah, so now your okay, let me confirm. um sorry, it's actually good that I'm following. I am very sorry. This is actually one of the things that happen when you are capturing a window. It may not show exactly just the way you want it to show. So let me try again to see if that works just the way I want it to. So yeah, I can see that it is not showing you the list of the other devices like I thought it was showing you. So I'm going to try and work around that. If it works, if it doesn't, um yeah, so this is what I'll do. I'm going to I'll capture a screenshot of it so that you can see the list. I believe that you must have seen the other part of it too, but I'm going to just capture make a screen capture now, and then I'm going to bring it into the live video so that you can see the list I'm talking about. That should not take too much of our time, and in a minute you have that with you. So thank you for joining. Thank you for staying. I'm bringing the list that I've been, the imaginary list that I've been talking about to you now, so that you can have it and have a perfect understanding of what exactly I'm talking about. I don't want this class to just be the kind of class where you don't even know what we're talking about. Yeah. So this is the list. It is going to OBS is going to list out your audio devices for you, like I believe you should be able to see now. um I believe you should be able to see now. um OBS is going to list out all these audio devices. It's going to give you options of picking which exact device you want to pick, and that is just what I've shown right here. So I'm going to be deactivating that. So in this case, I was saying that you have different options listed there. You have the default audio device, that is the device you connected in your sound setting and your audio device, and then in this case also you have the digital audio interface, which is the USB digital audio coming from your mic, of coming from your camera. And also you have the um what's the name called now, you have the, in this case, if you can see clearly and you can see microphone, so that's the last option. That's the name of the podcast line. But like I was saying, the basic thing is that you understand how it works, so that when you know how to actually attach it, your manufacturer of your audio device would have listed somewhere in the manual that this is the name of the device. For example, if I was using a Focusrite sound card and I can already see Focusrite, I know, okay, this is Focusrite. So your manufacturer would have listed that for you somewhere in the manual guide for you to see. So now let's go back into OBS and let me show you how to capture your video input. So in order to have that done properly, I will turn off my video. I think I even already did that initially. Yeah. So now, just like we did for the audio device, all you have to do is click on add source again. When you click add source, you see this option there, video capture device. Like I said, what matters the most is that you understand how it works. For most of these native capture devices, you just have to click on video capture device. But when you're using advanced devices like a black magic device, this might not show in your own OBS because you have to install a driver for this to show ya. But when you're using advanced devices like a black magic device, you have to install the driver, and then you can see black magic so that you can capture any black magic device that you have. But in this case, we are going with our native and affordable video capture device like most setups use, and then I will click video capture device. I still can understand that you cannot see my screen. I think we cannot see my screen, so I'm going to be making a screenshot of that, and then I'm going to be bringing it to us. So I'm making a screenshot of these two steps, and then I'll be sharing them with us on 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 the live broadcast module. So in this case now, yeah, I just want us to make the best of this class so that after this live session, every one of us can actually say, yes, I can make live broadcast. It would actually be much nicer for you already if you already have the OBS installed on your PC, so that everything I'm saying does not look like gimmicks to you. So when you select video capture device, you name it just like the previous step. Also, I'm already taking a screenshot of this project so that I can share them with us. Also, if I had actually taken note that the screen sharing option was not going to do this perfectly for us, I would have actually done all this earlier so that they would not waste our time. But yeah, this happens. So, and then just like the previous case also, you have the options of selecting which one. I'm still going to try and see if there's a way I can tweak this for us to see which of these devices can work for us. So I know most of us can see my video, that's my webcam camera showing everything in the setup, but I'm trying to make screenshots for us and actually trying to make sure that the screen sharing options shows the best way possible. I mean, okay, so yeah, I'll be going with the screenshots. I've tried different options of doing that and it's actually not working, so I'll be using the screenshots like I had said. So I've taken the screenshots of the 3 steps involved in taking your video capture, and in this case I'm also showing you how to pick which of these audio devices you want to pick. So like I've been saying, when you want to select the different devices, they may have different names, but what matters is that you know what you are trying to do exactly. So yeah, so discard, well, I'm going to be using my webcam video here so that we actually have an actual feel of what we are doing and how how easy this is to do. I'm going to be making a transition now. The video goes to the live panel and I believe that you can see it now, but yeah, let me share the screenshots with us in my primary OBS setup so that you can see what I've been talking about. Just give me a minute there and then I will have them lined up for you. Okay, thank you for staying tuned. Like I said, once you click on the add source module, you're going to have this list pop up for you where you have the different capture options. It was from this list also that we captured our audio input, and also it is from this list that you're also going to capture your video capture device. So you can see somewhere down in the list, you can see video capture device. The video capture device is the one that we clicked that then brings us to this option. This is where you now name your video capture device. So you can give it whichever name you want it to be. In this case, I'm just leaving it as video capture device. And then after I have named it as whichever one I want it to be, I then come to the options where it is going to give me a panel where I can select which of the video devices I have. Now, in this place where you can see USB video, the options there are many. You can have your webcam cameras if they are connected. You can have your USB video, which is always the video you have connected from your video capture device. You can also have your webcam. For example, now if I switch to my webcam option, I'm going to be showing that to you in a minute. If I switch to my webcam option, just a minute please. So yeah, I don't want it to be multiple screens tagged out. So if I switch to my webcam option now, you can see my webcam option being the one that I have selected from the list that I've just shown us. So basically, these are the basic setups that you do in OBS, but I'll be showing us a few more things. The concern I just have in this case is how OBS refused to actually capture itself properly, but let's believe that with time technology um, is going to technology is going to advance so much that all these things can get sorted. Yeah, I can see some of us have questions, and I can see that Shombi is already tackling them with us. I'm also going to go on and try and review some of these questions so that we can actually have all these things sorted. So yeah, this is OBS. This is the basic setup. You have quite a number of other things that you do. So let's assume that okay, now you have captured your video, and the next thing you want to do is that you want to bring in your video live. So I've captured my webcam. I can actually just make a test broadcast on any of my channels so that we just see how it works. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do that together. So I've captured my video. The next thing I want to do is which options I'm going with. Do I just want to record my mixed stream video, or do I want to start broadcasting? Do I want to actually stream? So in this case, going back to our default OBS that we're using for this course, like you can see the options here. Okay, I don't want my video is covering that panel, so I'm going to just move my video around so that it does not cover what we are meant to see. Yeah, so on the bottom right panel, that is where you have the options of streaming. I believe that you can see my mouse now, and my video is not covering the module anymore. So you have the option of start streaming, but let's see what happens if I just want to start streaming without actually making any settings and configurations. So it's actually using the default settings that I've already made. But initially, if you have OBS on your PC and you're trying to do this, it will tell you that the server or URL you are trying to stream to is not active. So in order for you to actually connect all these things that you have brought together in OBS and take them live, I'm trying to also be watchful of time so that we don't spend too much time on this while it's an hour plus already. I'll try and make sure that we run this up in the next 30 minutes. We always have the Telegram channel. You can also reach out to me on any of my handles on Instagram at Exosia Network, on Facebook at Exosia Network, and you can actually also reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'm going to be dropping a direct link that can take you to my WhatsApp on the digital footprint page on Telegram, just in case you want to reach out directly. So yeah, in order for us to take everything that we have connected to OBS and take it live, we have to come to the settings. The settings module is where we are going to have the options of bringing out which of these things we want to bring live. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to send these settings to another OBS, another screen on my PC, just so that you can see, or probably send it to the TV coming right there behind me, so that we can actually all see what I'm saying. Then I'm going to capture it in OBS. All these things are actually very simple. It is just a question of knowing how best it's done. So just in a minute, I'm going to be changing my capture to, I'm going to be adding a display capture. So in this case, the display I'm capturing, yeah, I believe that we can see this now. I'm going to be turning off my video so that it does not look weird for me to be looking behind to see what's going on, because I want to see this so that we can be together. Yeah, but because I'm actually in another module, I will not be able to see that. But yeah, let's just take a look right there. You have the options to you have the options to you have this settings panel in OBS Studio that allows you to tweak around a few things and do what exactly you want to do. So you have the general settings, which you don't really have to tamper with. I mean, I really have to go there except when I have a PC that might not have the necessary strength that is needed for me to stream properly, and then I'm trying to tweak a few things just to make sure that the PC is compatible. Then you have the appearance, where you can switch the theme of OBS as much as you want. Then you have the stream. Now the way the stream setting works is we have different services listed at the top here. I believe that we can see what I'm sharing. Yeah, we can. So we have the stream settings listed here, and what that basically does is gives you quite a number of popular stream channels listed. You have the custom, you have Twitch, you have YouTube, you have Facebook Live, you have the stream.io, you have Twitter, you have Reef, and then you can show all that. Shows you an infinite number of lists. I don't even want to go there. But in this case now, let's assume that I'm doing a test transmission to any of my pages. I don't think that is necessary, but just to show you how it works. So let's assume that I want to stream live to Facebook. The next thing you see there is that you have an option here where I can paste in a stream key. Now a stream key is a particular key that your stream platform gives you every time that you are trying to go live. And what the stream key does is that the stream key connects your video from your broadcasting software to that streaming platform. So now, since I want to go with Facebook, just for instance, now I will come to my Facebook page, and then I'm going to also show you where you get your stream key from, and then how to get it connected to OBS. So I'll be making a private stream on my Facebook account. You will not be able to see it, or I can actually share the link with you so that you just know and confirm that what I'm saying here is not just lies, and then you can also try it on your own. But yeah, if you are in front of your PC, you can just go to Facebook, the same place where you have go live on your PC. In this case, please note, on your PC, if you click live video, it brings you an option, and I'm going to be okay. So let me share my Facebook screen so that we can actually see that. But before I leave this screen, what you basically want to do from Facebook is copy your stream key and paste it here. But let me share what's happening on Facebook with us so that we can see that, I just want the beginners among us to actually be able to, from this class, be able to actually stream properly. So now I'll be switching my Windows capture to Facebook, and then I will be turning off the display capture so we can see my live Facebook page. So now when I'm live on Facebook, you see the option that tells you live video. So when I click on live video, it's bringing me two different options now. You see the option to go live, and then you see the option to create a live event. You see the option of schedule live broadcast that you've already made initially. So in this case, I want to just go live now. So I'm going to click on go live. Once I click on go live, it is going to take me to the page, the platform where I can copy my stream key. Now I believe you can see my screen. This is my stream key right here. This is my stream key right here. So it is this stream key that I will actually copy from here, then take to OBS. Now I was sharing my OBS screen with us, but you can see the stream key. And in any other advanced class that we'll be having, I'll be sharing with us how you can stream on multiple platforms, how you can even use some of these cheap but paid platforms that allows you to connect just one stream and then multi-stream them to different platforms. So yeah, let's copy our stream key, and then let's go back to OBS and paste our stream key. So back in OBS now, and I just want to paste the stream key. I will delete what we have here initially, and then I'm going to paste this new stream key right there. After pasting the stream key, you have the options to apply, and then you can click OK and decide to go live. But before I leave the settings panel, the output panel basically just tells you what other settings that you need to do. Now please note this: in case you have a PC that does not have the necessary strength for streaming properly, your laptop cannot stream properly. You have a laptop that is just basic and you want to actually be able to make proper live stream, one of the things you can work around is your video bitrate and your audio bitrate. Now what these two basically do is that they are telling you the amount of data or video that you are sending to any of your stream platform, probably Facebook, YouTube and the likes. So in order to also compress the quality of video that you are going to be having in your live, in your recording, let's say for example you want to record what you're also broadcasting live, you are also going to have to reduce some of these things so that the volume is not large. Now if you don't have a dedicated laptop for live streaming, I would advise that you reduce this video bitrate to as low as 2000 kilobytes per second if possible. The reason why I'm advising this is so that you can have a seamless stream. No matter how not so sharp it might look, it's better that you have a stream that is consistent than to have a stream that skips. Nobody wants to watch that. So you can just reduce this. So in this case, I've reduced this just so that the quality of video that I'm recording will not be so large. So you have other options for recording. You can set here, for example, you can set the platform where you want to make your recordings to. So and then you have other things, but yeah, since I've already pasted my stream key and I've already applied, I can click OK, and then we can come back to OBS. So I'm going to return to sharing my OBS screen with you now, so that you can see exactly what is happening there. So I'm switching back from Facebook and I'm coming to OBS. Yeah, so I believe you can see my OBS screen now. Now in OBS, since I've already copied and pasted my stream key, nothing stops me now from going live. So if I click on start stream now, OBS is going to take my video from my streaming software, that is from OBS in this case, and it's going to take it to Facebook. Now I'm going to be showing you that in Facebook also. Now as you can see on my Facebook screen, that my video is already there. So if I actually play it on Facebook, it's going to play in real time, just the way I want it to. Just a minute there. So as you can see on the Facebook, the video is there and it is actually ready to go live. So in this case now, all I have to do is just a minute. I'm going to so now I believe that you should have my Facebook producer actually cropped, but I believe that you can see what is happening here. So you can see my video that is on Facebook is here now and it is live, and I can actually play it and it is actually playing in real time. Now after doing this, the only thing stopping me from going live is just to put in the details of my live stream. So in this case I can just say live stream bootcamp test video, and then I can copy the same and also paste it for the required. Once I do this, the option below turns blue, turns active, and what that option is what allows me to actually take my video live. So in this case now, I can set the video as visible for only me, so that nobody sees what I'm actually doing in this case, and then I can go live with my video. So now my video is live, and basically that is how you can connect and make a live stream on any platform. So let's say for example you want to do this, and in this case you want to make your stream on what's it called now, on YouTube for instance. There is no big deal there. All you have to just do is go to YouTube, click on the button at the top right corner that says create, and then you're going to select live video, and then you paste in your stream key. So I believe that with this I've actually shown us the basic walkthrough of how you can do a proper live stream. There are a lot of other things that I would love to share, but I believe time is fast spent and a lot of us would want to get the best of this, and you still have a lot of things to do. So I will be pausing here for today. If you've tried this out and you want us to go live to another class, you can actually drop a message on digital footprint, or you have questions here, you can reach out to me or reach out to Shompi or even any other person on the platform. On this same platform, I can see a number of people that are actually professionals, are doing a lot of other things, photography, videography, and whatever it is that you do. I'm sure that as a community we can help ourselves grow, and this would be a good one for every one of us. So yeah, I want you to see my fine face again. I believe we must have questions at this point, and this is the time where you can throw in your question. If you prefer to do it on the YouTube channel, please do, and I'll be giving answers to them. And if you want to do it on the Telegram, I'm also trying to keep an eye on that. Please do, and I will be giving answers to these questions. So yeah, what questions do you have so far? How confident are you that you can make a proper live stream? And yeah, earlier I asked us a question. I said, what do we believe to be the major problem faced with live streaming? I'm sure that through the course of this you might have maybe gotten an answer to one or two of it, but yeah, probably it's still your question has not been sorted. Please kindly ask, and to be my player to give answers to these things. Thank you for staying through. I can see Mr. Awesami, I can see Excellent, I can see quite a number of us, even though most of us are not actually dropping comments, but yeah, I can see the numbers. And this is the first time we are doing this, and I'm actually impressed about the turnout. Like I said earlier, the goal behind this is actually to make widespread of information and ideas to people. I'm not the kind of person that likes to hoard information for myself or idea and not actually be the only person that knows it all. We can all learn, we can all grow together, and the sky is open. Everybody can fly. I can fly and you can fly. Live streaming, maybe you might have taken this idea that it is only for the church media. Please let me correct that notion. It is not. This is one of the major things that I do professionally, and live streaming pays well. Unlike any other part of media, I mean, if I actually was encouraging you on video editing or motion graphics, which is one of the things that I do remotely as work full time, or any other things, probably I will tell you the good aspect of it also. But let me tell you why live streaming as something to do to make money is a good one. When you go and live stream and the event is over, the job is done. Except you now make some other negotiations with the client, say probably help us make a short commercial. If you don't know how to do it, you can pay someone to do it. If you don't want to scale yourself, you can pay someone to do it. I mean, that is not even an issue at all. But I'm just saying, live streaming, so far from my experience, not because I'm a lazy person, just because there are quite a number of things that you have to do at the same time. Like for example, now we have a video shoot over the night and some other things like that. It's just one thing that after you are done with it, you are done with it, and that's just it. So thank you so much for staying through. Like I've been saying, if we have questions, please let's drop them now so that I can give answers. We've spent an hour 43 minutes and my throat is actually dry. And once again, let me appreciate Dr. Fabian. Like I said, he's the mastermind behind putting this together. We've been saying, oh, let's do this, let's do this, but I mean, he just reached out and said, okay, let us do this now. Let's pick the date and let's get it done. Thank you so much for putting this together. Thank you so much, everybody that has joined or that has invited one person. Like I said, it's my player. Like I said, it's Shumpi's player. We run a network here where we train people on everything media that you want to learn: photography, videography, video editing, motion graphics, live streaming, and whatever it is, drone imagery and the likes. So if you're interested in learning, you can actually still reach out and you can actually enroll for a full-time course. It's free, but times and conditions apply. So thank you. I think I can assume at this point that there are no questions because I've not seen anyone on the channel so far. I'm going to be giving a 3 minutes break just in case you want to put your questions together. Let's stay together just in the next 3 minutes so that people who have questions can actually bring them to us. So yeah, I'm expecting your questions. Okay, thank you for staying with us. I can see a question here. I think two now. Yes. Let me go to the second question. We would have an advanced class, and thank you for looking forward to it. We would have an advanced class, and um, that would be on request after I believe everyone must have tried this. And yeah, definitely before the end of this year, probably in 2 months' time or so, we're going to have the advanced class. So Olumide Victor, Mr. Olumide Victor Ojiromola said, what class of PC can be used for a beginner? Actually, because of the kind of computing power that you need for live streaming, I have Shompi here so that we can answer these questions together and we can get this class done with. Because of the computing power that you need for live broadcasting, the best thing is that you should have the dedicated PC. I remember on one of our platforms, someone was asking, I was saying he was having issues with live streaming, and I was asking different questions. I said, okay, is your PC dedicated? He said no. I said it's just like a life without Jesus, to be full of crisis. If you don't have a dedicated PC and you want to stream, like I was showing you earlier, you'd have to tamper with some settings just to be sure that you can basically have a smooth live streaming, and at the same time you would have to close a lot every other application so that you can run on your PC smoothly. But yes, um a dedicated PC is what makes live streaming work. A dedicated PC is what makes live streaming work. So your dedicated PC, at the least, I recommend something with 2 GB dedicated. Started with 1 gig dedicated. I guess that was what prompted me to learn how to actually tweak this thing to work with pieces that are not strong. So yeah, but I would recommend, just for ease and convenience, have a dedicated PC of at least 2 gig dedicated VRAM, not graphics RAM in this case, dedicated VRAM. That is what helps you to actually do this best. That is what your encoding and all the other things take. So a dedicated PC is what helps you to live stream properly. But in case you have a beginner, you are just getting to do this, and then you have just your probably an HP laptop that does not have a dedicated PC, but there are some things you can also do. You can increase the RAM, you can change your storage to an SSD. All these things will give you more speed. At the same time, like I was telling the person that was watching the other day also, that you have increased the speed does not mean that you have an encoder. Why you need the dedicated PC is because you need an encoder to encode your video and then transmit it live. So that is why you need an encoder. The way the encoder works is it captures a video, brings it into a kind of information that you can take live with very minimal amount of data. That is why you need an encoder. So but in case you don't have, your PC software can actually encode, but then you'd have to tamper with these settings like I shared earlier, reduce the bit rate, and then reduce even the audio bit rate. And at best, please don't record. If you are not using the dedicated PC, just stream, do not record. That way, I'm sure that with your laptop that is not dedicated, and if you have at least 8 gig RAM and then you are running on SSD, you should be able to stream, depending on the generation also and a few other things. Someone said, can you be an intern at Exosia Network?
Yeah, let me answer that.
Yes, thank you.
Actually, right now we have four people that come here physically for internship, right? So if you're on your IT, if you are probably you just want to learn, we go for work almost every weekend, and that's by the grace of God, almost every weekend. So, and you know, most times students always don't like the fact that it's only theory and theory and theory. All these things we've been learning so far, there's an opportunity for you to learn it real life. I mean, you can always come around, then we go for work, and that is where you actually learn. So there is always an opportunity for people to come around and intern at Exosia Network. And just like we said, nobody is, we all learn and we all share with ourselves. The funniest thing is you might know something even in this live stream, probably you've heard from somewhere, that you can also add to whatever job that we are doing, right? So it is open for everybody, though times and conditions apply. And just like the advanced class that we talked about, also terms and conditions apply. You might need to pay. Yeah, you might need to pay, so that it doesn't look like I think it's always free and always free and always free like that. So I believe that we have value for our time so far. I want to appreciate each and every one of us again for being a part of this boot camp. I believe we learned one or two things, and also we can still share this link with our friends because it's YouTube, so you can always go back. even assuming you have like a difficulty during the time, you can always go back to the video and check and check and check until you are fine with whatever you are doing. And once again, let's use the group, because we can't cover everything even in 1 week, even in 1 month. But we have so many people that can answer your questions. Even if you need one-on-one class or one-on-one tutorial, we are there for you guys to answer your questions and engage with you. I hope you've been blessed so far. Let me use that word. Yeah, I hope you've been blessed so far. And does Miracle have any other thing to say?
Yeah, just to appreciate everyone behind putting this together again. Thank you so much. And I cannot appreciate myself, but thank you, Miracle. Thank you, Shempi. It's actually our pleasure doing this. Like you said, we have quite a number of students that we actually teach in this place weekly. They come here weekly and we go for jobs together weekly. And depending on your availability, you can actually key into that. And also, there are quite a number of students that are in school. They are students and they only show up when there is a job because their school activity does not permit them to
There's
come
even
in.
an online
Yes,
class.
and we have an
Online
online
class.
platform, online
So,
class, and all these
You can
things.
always join the online
So
class.
you can, and we also have a platform where we share different tips. Let's say, for example, now I see a video online that talks about how to do a particular thing properly. We share
Share the
there,
video.
and I think from henceforth I will try as much as possible to also be sharing all these things on digital footprint. The observation is that digital footprint is not only about media and live streaming, it's just the whole of ICT, and that is a wide space. So imagine that every time we are sharing videos, photography, live streaming, motion graphics, tips and the likes, all these things might just not fit well. And also, this is work that was not sent, but I just love to do because I love to share. There is a program that I'm recommending to every one of us. If you are interested, it is Yappi, yappi.ng. It's a free MasterCard program where you can learn 3D and video animation, 3D and post-production. If you are interested, it's just a very interesting course. Over the period of 6 months, over the period of 3 months, you are done. I think I covered 3 weeks in a night, and it actually has been fun. So if you are interested, you can do that. Once again, thank you for doing this with us.
The link will be sent to the digital footprint.
Yes, the link for Yappy will be sent to digital footprint platform so that you can join it. I'm a student there too,
I'm also a student there.
and there's also a student there too. So thank you. Once again, it's our pleasure to do this. I think it's safe to go now.
All right. Peace out.
Yeah, bye.